How to solve one-step and multi-step linear equations. How many of you just see a bunch of symbols and numbers and confusion in math class? How many of you feel like this? Well, perhaps I can help. If I understand conceptually how something is done, I can do it, apply it, and retain it. I once compared equation solving to putting on socks and shoes. In the morning when getting ready for the days, socks go on first, then shoes. But at the end of the day, shoes come off first, then socks. Consider the equation 4x plus 3 equals negative 9. When x got ready using order of operations, it would have been multiplied by 4. Then 3 would have been added. So to undo it, start by removing the 3, and then remove the 4 by dividing both sides by it, to end up getting x equals negative 3. You should always check your work, so let's do that right now. First, you want to substitute x for negative 3, and then multiply negative 3 by 4 to get negative 12 plus 3 equals negative 9. Then you just add negative 12 and 3, and then you'll have your answer, negative 9 equals negative 9. Now let's try a two-step equation word problem. Now, first, it would be wise to carefully read your problem and highlight all the important information, like $35, $10, how many people, and $220. Now that we understand the problem, let's set up an equation and answer the question, how many people went to the game? Let x represent the number of people. Now, don't forget that $10 was an additional fee, so let's have our equation be 35x plus 10 equals 220. The first thing you'll do is subtract 10 from both sides to get 35x equals 210. Then you'll divide both sides by 35. After that, you should end up getting x equals 6. So how many people went to the soccer game? 6 people went to the soccer game. But does that make sense? How do we see if it does? That is why we use our ACE tool. Let's check. Remember, you always have to substitute the value of x into it. So you'll have 35 times 6 plus 10 equals 220. And that would be correct. Now let's try solving some multi-step equations. Consider the following equation. 6 times x plus 1 equals 4x minus 8. First, I would do distributive property for this one. After multiplying both x and 1 by 6, you should have 6x plus 6 equals 4x minus 8. Now you always want all of your variables on one side, so let's subtract both sides by 4x. That will leave you with 2x plus 6 equals negative 8. Now you subtract both sides by 6 like you would do regularly to get 2x equals negative 14. Now with 2x equals negative 14, you want to divide both sides by 2 to get x equals negative 7. Now this is a hard one. Don't forget, when there's a negative in front of parentheses, you need to start with the distributive property. Now it is 4x plus 1 minus 6x plus... Oops, I made a mistake. It would be actually minus 6x minus 7 equals negative 3x plus 5. Always be careful not to lose your signs. Now, negative 2x minus 6 equals negative 3x plus 5 should be your new equation after adding all the variables and numbers on the left side. So first you want to get all the variables onto one side, so add both sides by 3x, so you get x minus 6 equals 5. Now, add 6 to both sides to eventually get x equals 11. You know, I really think we should check this one. So let's do a quick mental check. Plug in 11 with the x's and let's see if it works. It looks like it does. So this would be correct. Would you like to try my quiz? Click here and see what you have learned today.